Right.
Tyler, congratulations. What's it like? I mean, obviously you lived in Randallstown for a
Right.
time to be back in the area and playing for the Baltimore Ravens.
It's definitely different, like coming out here and just like being around Owens Mills. I played at Northwest Regional Park for Wolfpack, so it's just weird. I haven't been back in 11 years, so like being back now is just like everything's like different. It's like nicer buildings. I remember like the train station was like kind of the rundown part. Now it's all nice in like a downtown area, so it's pretty cool. So I'm excited.
When you lived here, did you find yourself rooting for the Ravens?
I did actually. Ray Lewis, his daughter played Wolfpack, like on a lower age group than me, so it was pretty cool. He was be at all the practices and stuff like that, cheering her on. So she played linebacker and running back, so that was pretty cool.
So you basically start. Like the first football games you played, like in organized ball, was just
Right down the street. Right down the street. Literally drive past it every day. And I'm like, I keep looking like that was me over there. So I mean, it's just kind of cool, just seeing stuff like that for sure.
So when you arrive back here, like, tell me about what's going through your head. Are there like memories rushing back, like flooding back that you haven't thought of in a while? Like, what was it like?
It's just like just trying to remember everything, like where I live, because I live like 10 minutes away from here. So it's like, how do I get home? Like I'm trying to remember how everything goes and stuff like that. So it's just kind of cool. I can't leave anywhere. I'm just kind of stuck at the hotel, so I can't go anywhere. But definitely, I just have to just go back, talk to a few people, talk to old coaches at Wolfpack and stuff like that. Definitely be cool.
What do you remember about the first time you saw Ray Lewis come to practice? What do you think at that time?
It was actually weird because I was like, is that Ray Lewis? And they was like crowding him, and I was like, that's a big dude. I was like, I think that's a football player. And that's when I was like, that's Ray Lewis. And I just saw him, I just kind of give him his space, But as a young kid, I was excited for sure. And then I went to Ed Reed camp, like at Randallstown, like right down the street. Got an autograph from him, so that was pretty cool too.
Favorite pizza place
Favorite pizza place?
around here? Did you have one?
I don't even know anymore. Like I said, 11 years, 10 years now. Like I have to renew myself with like everything around here. So we're gonna see.
Tyler, you built quite a reputation in your first few years in college of being a receiver out of the backfield. But this past year, kind of your first chance to be the man. How big was that for you? And how much do you want to prove that, yeah, you are a good receiver, but you feel you can be the kind of guy that's a three-down back?
Definitely every time like I talk to people, I don't like to refer to myself as a scat back. I like to say I'm a running back. Because at the end of the day, when you play running back, you don't sign up to just to receive the ball. You sign up to run the ball. You sign up to block a lot of things. So going into my last year, I just wanted to prove that to everybody. Biggest thing was durability. Is he going to be available? He's not 200 pounds. Can he hold up? So my biggest thing was just going out there and just be able to show I can play, against the best of the best. So that's what I did.
What's it like, the emotions being drafted by the Ravens, a team that likes to run the ball a lot?
Right.
You might have opportunities as guys come back from injuries.
Right. Definitely, it's just a great opportunity. The first thing Coach Harbaugh said was, you ready to play with Lamar? I said, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I was just really excited, just to get the opportunity, get my door, and, at the end of the day, that's all you can wish for is the opportunity. So I'm grateful to have one.
I mean, you were an All-American and a top conference in the country. You're sitting there on the board late in the third round. I mean, what are you thinking? And how difficult was that?
Definitely, like anybody, it'll be difficult. When people tell you one thing, tell you you're gonna be a third, fourth round pick, you sit there and you're like, dang, fourth round just went by, fifth round went by. You're just sitting there thinking. But at the end of the day, I just know I had to be confident in myself. It was just a little setback. At the end of the day, like I said, I'm grateful for this opportunity. And, little setback, and just going out here and just being grateful for what I have, because a lot of people wish to be in my shoes. So, I can't complain about it.
Your background in Baltimore, knowing that they like to run the ball, and you're sitting there when you see their name on the board, did you have any involvement with them in the pre-draft process? And did you think when they're sitting there that might be your spot?
Crazy thing is, we only talked about one time. That was at the combine. I talked to them one time. Around the fifth round, Coach Craig called me and was just like, hey, like, we got a 6th round pick. Hopefully he's still there. We got some other guys. If everything works out, we're going to come get you, And I was just sitting there, do. 5th round goes by. I'm like, Coach, I'm ready to ball. Like, I sent him a text, like, I'm ready to go, So he called me, and then everything worked out perfectly. So that was great.
Can you talk a little bit about the challenges of your childhood with Katrina and having to relocate?
Definitely, I never see anything as, like, a negative, Like, with life, stuff happens. I use it as a positive, taught me a lot of things about adversity, and toughness, and I use that on the field. A lot of times people don't come from where I come from, see what I see, so a lot of times it's just another thing to just add on to your stripes, just use that as motivation, to just keep pushing forward.
Are there any players that you pattern your game after or you actually follow?
Definitely, during the whole combine process and the Senior Bowl process, everyone was like, who you like to watch? Who you model your game out there? And I always just say Aaron Jones and Chris McCaffrey, just because how Chris McCaffrey runs his routes and Aaron Jones just being a smaller frame guy, being an every down back, that's just how I mold my game.
Tell me about moving away in high school. I mean, were you not wanting to move? Was it exciting? Just tell me about that.
So I went to Friends School of Baltimore, which was like right down the street, and that's when Cyrus Jones was around there, so everyone was at Gilman cheering on Cyrus Jones, and we only had like 20 people at our school. So, I played lacrosse, so that was my big go-to. Like, I played AAU lacrosse and travel lacrosse. So I was going to play lacrosse in college, if I would have stayed, because 15 people on the football team, people not looking to give out offers like that, So I was just told my parents, my mom got a job opportunity in Memphis. She was like, do you want to go? Like, we can stay if you want to. And I was just like, yeah, let's go try out the South, because they're known for football and stuff like that. So luckily everything worked out.
What was your dream school in lacrosse?
I was talking to Loyola in Maryland, some pretty good schools. I tried to model my game after Miles Jones. Big midfielder at Duke, so I was definitely modeling my game after him.
Offensive midfielder or short stick? Do you know?
Oh, I was offense. I was a midfielder. I played both. I was good at defense, but I could score the ball too.
Tyler, going into obviously there's a lot of guys coming off injury, but it's a pretty crowded room of guys that they've invested draft capital in before. How do you see it? I'm sure you're excited to come here, but also look at the room. Like, there's a lot of competition.
Definitely. Anywhere you go in the NFL is competition. So just going in there and be able to soak up information, that's the biggest thing I can do. Just learn from the older guys. That's why they're there. Just set that mold. I'm not coming in there being like, oh yeah, I'm the top guy. I'm just going in there, just ready to learn. That's all I can do.
Just looking at some of the highlights from years at Missouri, a lot of pistol formations, a lot of shotgun stuff, a lot of play action motion. Do you feel like this offense is extremely similar to what you ran there in Missouri?
Definitely. Like, a lot of stuff I was talking to Coach Craig about was just like the same stuff that we talked about at Missouri. It's just going in there and just getting used to the game speed. Game speed a little different, terminology a little different. So just coming in every day practice, just drilling it out, and just trying to limit my mistakes as much as I can. That's all I can pretty much do.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Tyler. Thank you.